How does it feel for you to watch this campaign? The better the Israelis do, the better your rivals in government do, the worse you're likely to do in the upcoming election. Is that awkward for you?
The only thing I'd like to see is the victory of the Israeli army and the Israeli people against the terrorists who rocket our cities. That's what counts. We'll have enough time for politics later.
It looks like you're electioneering already with those photo opportunities with the children out there. Has the campaign begun, do you think?
Well, I suppose every time you shake the hands of a citizen, somebody will call it electioneering. But I've come to shake the hands of our wounded soldiers and citizens who've been rocketed. It's a job of public representatives to meet the public, to meet the citizens.
The campaign
especially in times of war, time of calamity.
The campaign seems to be in a bit of a hiatus. Do you think it's going far enough, and what should happen now?
I think we should achieve two minimal objectives. One is to stop the rocketing of our cities, like Ashdod. We're standing in the middle of our synagogue, and a rocket hit right between the synagogue and a kindergarten. It was a miracle that dozens of children were killed. So we have to stop this criminal rocketing of our cities, and at the same time we have to make sure that the future supply of rockets for future firing also stops. We need to stop the firing. We need to make sure that there's no resupply of rockets. And these are the two minimal objectives that virtually everyone in Israel supports the government to achieve.
And is the death of 250 at least Palestinian children, is that not criminal as well?
It is a tragedy, but the whole idea of the rule of law and the laws of war makes the absolute and clear distinction between the systematic and deliberate attack on civilians, which is a war crime, and the accidental hurting of civilians, which accompanies every legitimate war. It's the difference between the deliberate targeting of civilians and the accidental hurting of civilians that makes a difference between barbarism and civilization. And not only does international law make that distinction, it says you cannot deliberately hit civilians and you cannot deliberately hide behind civilians. So we'd like to put our civilians out of harm's way, and the Hamas puts its civilians in harm's way, thereby committing a double war.
Have we got days left in this, do you think, or weeks? What's your hope?
I don't know. I hope that the twin targets, the twin goals that I put forward, stopping the fire and stopping the resupply lines, are achieved. Obviously, in the modern world, a country like Israel doesn't have unlimited time. No matter how forceful we make the arguments, no matter how clear our moral position is, there are those who will be swayed by the false symmetry of pictures that come from both sides, forgetting who is behind us, who is deliberately targeting civilians, and who is deliberately hiding behind civilians. So I don't think we have unlimited time. I hope we have enough time to achieve our minimum objective.
And are you pulling back now from demanding the toppling of Hamas?